Listen to me closely. The brain is a master manipulator. It will gaslight you with 1,000 reasons telling you, "I'm fine, I'm perfectly calm." But your instinct, that primal pulse that wakes you up at 3 a.m. with a racing heart, it never lies. Now I invite you to shut down your logic. Come with me to a place beyond thought. Imagine you are walking barefoot, alone, across a boundless frozen wasteland. The wind slices against your skin like razor blades. Your eyelashes are frozen shut. With every breath, it feels like your lungs are inhaling shards of glass. Look down at your feet. That is not snow. Those are the crushed remains of 1,000,000 porcelain masks. In this desperate silence, your only protection is the crown you wear upon your head. It is not just power, it is your fortress. It is the final card you hold against the cruel world. Don't overthink. Let your subconscious take the wheel. Reach up. Touch your head. What does it feel like? Now visualize 5 crowns floating before you. Do not choose the one that looks the most expensive. Choose the one that makes you feel safe. The one that whispers, "As long as I wear this, nothing can hurt me." This is not a personality label. This is a snapshot of your soul's current war. Lock it in. If you chose the ice diamond crown, the soul wearing this crown flows with absolute purity and order. You possess a breathtaking gift for logic. When everyone around you descends into chaos and emotional collapse, you are the monarch who stands amidst the ruins, calm and in control. Your self-esteem is like a diamond, hard, brilliant, and intolerant of a single speck of dust. You dissect problems with your mind rather than feeling them with your heart, because to you, emotions are just useless noise. Efficiency is the only truth. But my dear, it is so cold under that crown, isn't it? This coldness isn't just in your mind, it has seeped into your body. Feel it now. Do you often sense an unexplained stiffness? Right there in your shoulders and the back of your neck, like a block of ice that never melts. Whenever someone tries to cross a boundary, to get too close, your throat tightens. Your breathing becomes shallow. It feels as if, should you stop holding your breath, a dam would break. You often feel like an alien in a crowd, watching the world through bulletproof glass. The world calls you cold. They call you detached. They say you lack humanity. They are wrong. I am here to defend your coldness. This is not arrogance. This is a high-level defense mechanism. You froze your heart because your core is too soft, too easily bruised. Perhaps long ago, you showed vulnerability and were met with neglect or betrayal. Since then, you decided that dependency equals destruction. So you became an iceberg. You use perfect distance to guard the child inside who is terrified of being stained, terrified of being betrayed. You don't reject warmth, you are terrified that if you melt, you will lose your shape and become nothing. Now I want you to do something. Imagine sunlight hitting your diamond. In this moment, allow a single drop of water to slide off your ice. Tears do not mean you are broken. They are the signal that ice is melting into the water of life. Try to show the world a tiny fracture of imperfection. Admit, "I don't know," or "I need help." You will find that no one laughs. In fact, people have been waiting to embrace the real, breakable you. Drop the guard. This like button is a hug for that thawing heart. Here is a tiny practice for you. This week, I challenge you to do something intentionally imperfect. Send a text to a friend with a typo, and do not correct it. Or take a walk down a street you don't know without your GPS, and allow yourself to be lost for 10 minutes. Train your brain like a muscle. Tell that anxious child inside, "Look, even when we lose control, the sky does not fall." When ice cannot fully block the craving for connection, Some choose a different extreme, using pain to confirm that love exists. This is the second crown, the thorny rose crown. This is a crown of vibrant life and tragic beauty. If you chose this, you possess a gift for profound empathy. Your emotional radar is terrifyingly sharp. You are always the first to know who is hurting in the room. You are the one whose heart breaks for the tears of strangers. Your soul is like a blooming rose, willing to burn itself to keep others warm. This selfless love is the rarest treasure in this era. You are the emotional dumpster for your friends, the one who always listens, always heals. But look at those thorns. Who are they piercing first? Do you know this sensation? A heaviness in your chest, like a wet wool blanket, making it hard to take a full breath. Late at night, you feel a hollow exhaustion, your hands and feet cold. That is somatic burnout from overfunctioning. You prioritize everyone else's needs above your own. You are afraid to say no, because your subconscious believes that if you are not useful, if you do not sacrifice, you do not deserve to be loved. You might even be addicted to the pain, because the pain makes you feel needed. The world might say you are too emotional, a people pleaser, or that you lack boundaries. I am going to reframe this. You are not foolish. You are performing a sacred ritual. Your defense mechanism is self-sacrifice. You believe that if you bleed enough, if you are good enough, if you suffer enough, you will finally earn unconditional love. You bleed to protect the relationship. You wait for someone to see through your strength and save you, yet you often attract those who only take. This is a heartbreaking kind of bravery. My dear, love is not a transaction. Love does not require blood as proof. Please, pull out the thorns growing inward. In this moment, take half of that massive tenderness you give to others, and give it to yourself. Your value is not in how much you suffer, but in the fact that you are the rose. Press this like button as a declaration. From today on, I nourish myself first, and then fragrance the world. Here is a tiny practice for you. The next time someone asks you for a favor, or you feel the urge to fix someone, force yourself to pause for 3 seconds. Inhale. Exhale. Then answer. In those 3 seconds, ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to, or because I am afraid of being rejected? If the answer is fear, try saying, no, just once. Or buy flowers for yourself. Do not post them on social media. They are for your eyes only. That flower is your boundary. When the soft rose realizes that tears cannot save the world, it puts on armor and forges itself into something unbreakable. This is the third power, the rusted iron crown. If you chose this, you are a warrior in the real world. You are independent, decisive, and fiercely capable. You realized long ago that life is not a fairy tale. No Prince Charming is coming. There is only the sword in your hand. You turn your tears into sweat, your grievances into achievements. You are the rock for your friends, the pillar of your family. When the storm comes, you are the one standing the tallest. Everyone is used to relying on you. But this iron crown, it is so heavy. It's crushing your neck, isn't it? Your body keeps the score. Think about it. Do you clench your jaw without noticing? Do you grind your teeth in your sleep? Are your back muscles always as hard as stone? That is because you are in a permanent state of combat readiness. You dare not relax, even in your dreams. That rust on the crown is not dirt. It is the sign of a soul that is exhausted and undernourished. The world says you are intimidating. They say you don't know how to be soft. They say you live like a machine. This is the biggest misunderstanding. You turned life into a battlefield because you made yourself the last line of defense. You believe that if you fall, everything behind you turns to rubble. You might have aging parents, young children, or a partner who isn't strong enough. You dare not collapse. You dare not get sick. This isn't arrogance. This is a heroic tragedy. You use the rusted iron to block every arrow for the ones you love, forgetting that you, too, are made of flesh and blood. That moment when you park your car, turn off the engine, and sit in silence for 10 minutes before going inside, that is the only time you get to be you. Warrior, the war is paused. True strength is not about never falling. It is about allowing yourself to rest amidst the ruins. Try taking off the armor. Try telling someone, "I am tired." You will see that even if you close your eyes for a moment, the world will not end. This like is a salute to your heroism. But remember, even heroes have the right to be children. Here is a tiny practice for you. This week, I invite you to practice doing nothing. Give yourself 5 minutes a day to solve absolutely nothing. No phone, no planning tomorrow's battles. Just exist. Or try asking for a tiny favor from someone close to you. Can you get me a glass of water? Break the illusion of your omnipotence. That glass of water is the beginning of allowing the world to care for you. Some find reality too heavy, so they choose to ascend to a place where gravity cannot touch them. This is the fourth defense, the Stardust Void Crown. This is the crown of the dreamer. You possess ultimate creativity and intuition. You see possibilities beyond reality. Your inner world is vaster than the universe. You have a natural connection to art, mystery, and spirituality. You bridge the mundane and the divine, possessing the magic to romanticize a dull life. You often find this world too boring, too harsh. You prefer to live in books, movies, or the stories you weave in your head. But if you float for too long, you will forget the way home. Do you often feel a strong sense of dissociation? You look at your hands, and they don't feel like yours. You walk down the street, and the people around you feel like NPCs in a simulation. When others talk about bills and groceries, your eyes glaze over. Your soul has already left the building. You might feel numbness in your fingertips, dizziness, or crippling procrastination because concrete tasks feel suffocating. This sensation of not being here is a survival instinct. The world says you are escapist. They say you are head in the clouds, or ungrounded. I am telling you, this is a survival intelligence. Because the skin of your soul is too thin. The roughness of reality feels like sandpaper against your spirit. A little noise, a little conflict, it all leads to sensory overload. Your defense is detachment. When reality gets too ugly, you hide in the stardust to protect the sacred innocence within you. You are not irresponsible, you are guarding the last Eden. But dreamer, even stars need gravity to shine. You need to land. Try to touch the soil. Feel the heat of a cup of tea. Embrace the concrete, rough texture of life. Do not let your talents dissolve into the void. Bring them down to earth. Every focused breath pulls your soul back into your body. Light this like button as a signal of your landing. I am willing to plant the stardust in the ground. Here is a tiny practice for you. You need an anchor. When you feel yourself floating away or getting anxious, touch a rough texture, a brick wall, tree bark, or wash the dishes with cold water. Focus entirely on the sensation. Focus on the temperature. Whisper to yourself, I am here. I am safe. Do one tiny, concrete thing, like organizing a single drawer. Pull your soul from the void and place it in the here and now. When all defenses are seen and accepted, we finally arrive at a moment of transformation. This is the golden root crown. If you chose this, your soul is in a great moment of alchemy. This crown is not pretty. It is rough like tree roots, smelling of wet earth. But those golden cracks, they are the symbol of Kintsugi, the art of repairing broken pottery with gold. You no longer seek perfection, nor do you flee from pain. You are learning to transmute trauma into wisdom. You may have gone through a massive shattering, a heartbreak, a job loss, a collapse of faith. But you did not die. You were reborn in the ashes. But this doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. In fact, growing pains are sometimes worse than the injury. You might be feeling a deep bone ache, the tearing sensation of an old self dying and a new self not yet fully formed. You feel profoundly lonely because you are walking a path few dare to tread. Superficial pleasures no longer satisfy you. Old friends and old conversations feel flavorless. You seem out of place, perhaps wondering if you are depressed. This is not depression. This is the cost of awakening. You are guarding true wholeness. You refuse to wear false masks anymore, even if it means facing the blood and the mud. Like roots, you dig deep into the darkness solely to reach for the truer light. You are realizing that the shadow and the light are one. Dear alchemist, trust the process. Your scars are not shame, they are your metals. Those golden cracks are exactly where the light enters. Keep growing, no matter how slow, no matter how painful. This like is a salute to your courage to integrate the shadow. You are becoming who you truly are. Here is a tiny practice for you. Do not rush to be fixed. Take a notebook. Write down one past failure or trauma. Now rewrite it in the third person, like a myth or a legend. Do not write about what you lost. Write about what power you gain from that disaster. Example, change. I lost my job that year. 2. That was the year I gained the courage to redefine my direction in the wilderness. This is your alchemy. Before we end, I need this ritual to take one final step. This step might sting. Now, look at the crown that makes you feel the most uncomfortable. The one you resisted the most. Maybe it was the weak thorny rose. Maybe the unrealistic stardust. Or the cold, unfeeling ice. Remember it. Carl Jung said, that which you hate is often the shadow you repress. The crown you hate the most is actually the missing half of your soul's puzzle. You hate weakness because you repress the part of you that craves to be loved. You hate fantasy because you strangled the dreamer inside. You hate coldness because you are terrified of facing your own loneliness. If you are willing, leave your declaration in the comments below. Tell the world which crown you wear, and which fear you have decided to look in the eye. Do not keep this realization locked inside. Write it down. Once the words are written, the integration begins. To see the shadow as the beginning of becoming whole. Good night, brave soul.